Hello, this is T-Mike with another video. This one is on the 5 tips to save space in a small outboard motor shop. Alright, we're going to take a walking tour of T-Mike's outboard shop, which is a small shop. This shop measures 10 foot wide by 20 foot long. I'm going to give you a walking tour of the basic outlay of it. So going clockwise, I have 4 workstations, one there, another one here, and another one here. So backing up to the door, as you can see, I can work on 4 motors at one time by having the stands, the 2x6s, to mount the motors on, screwed down to my bench top. Then I have a couple of places to put a lower unit. To work on the gear case. Against the back wall, I got a drill press. I got my junk corner for miscellaneous bolts so I don't throw any parts away. And I sell parts on eBay, so there's my little studio for taking the pictures. Here's another future restore here. And here's where I would lay out all the parts with another mounting bench, mounting bracket right here. And here's my computer for searching for parts and ordering parts. All right, so just a few more highlights. I have bins up in the higher portion to utilize that space. I have boards mounted up in the ceiling. I like DeWalt tools, so I have my DeWalt tools, and I sell eBay parts. So in the lower section, I have all my eBay parts all the way around the shop for doing parts. And then I have pegboard with hooks on it for my tools that need to be hung. There's some more DeWalt tools. And another feature that I like about this shop design is I have a centrally located set of hand tools. So I can grab the most used tools within a couple of steps of any motor that's in here. And when I go to clean up my shop, I just place all my tools kind of by category down for easy access. All right, so get ready for your 5 tips based on what I've done in my shop to try to help you out. Okay, so tip number 1 is storage bins. So storage bins can be an awesome thing to help save space in a small shop. So here's the part number for these and where you can get them and the price for the storage bins that I use. So they come in 3 different colors and sizes. Yellow ones being the smallest size. Blue ones are a little bigger. There's some blue and yellow. And then the green ones are the biggest. All right. So I'm a big believer in organizing your supplies and your tools so that the most used supplies are within arm's reach, okay, without having to get a ladder or bend down underneath. So if you look at the labeling I have here, you'll see that my impellers are within arm's reach, my spark plugs are within arm reach. Alright, and then down here are my most used parts, carb kits, tune-up kits, coils, gear case kits, thermostats, fuel connectors, fuel pumps, starter rope, kill switches, transom clamps. There's some water connects and some non-outboard stuff. So they're all within arm's reach. The green ones up here are PVC pipe and things I don't use very often. I'd get a ladder to grab those. I don't want to take up the valuable space. at arm's reach with items that I don't use very often. Alright, so that's tip number one. Storage bins can save a lot of space. Okay, so tip number two would be what I call high and low. So the valuable storage space in a small shop is at waist level, right? Your bench. All right, that's the valuable space right here where you can reach. So the up high and down low is harder to reach, but still valuable space to store things. So I'll build shelves down low and racks up high to put things I don't use very often. You can see I use my up high space for spark plug wire on the reels and starter rope. So if I'm replacing a starter rope here on my workstation, I can just reach up, grab my rope, pull it down, replace it. Same thing with the spark plug wire when I'm redoing a magneto. Pull it right down onto my workspace, so that those reels of wire are in the up high space, not taking up the valuable space. You can also see I use my up high space for my wire. If I need some wire, I got the reels up in the high spot. There's some spare magnetos way up at the top. I'd have to get a ladder, step ladder to get to them, but they're still are used from time to time. So the little higher stuff is cable cutters and things that I don't use very often. There's some chain and straps and things I don't use very often. But down low, I use that space up. eBay parts, oil, grease, things that I do use, but they're not at the premium spot. They're down low. Okay? So that's tip number two. Use your high and low space. All right. Tip number three is what I call duplicate tools. So if you're like me and you're a vintage outboard mechanic, you love to have tools. All right? So you can overdo it with tools and have too many duplicate tools. You know, here are some of my channel locks and long reach pliers. Here's all my most used tools right there within reach. So about every quarter, about every 3 months, I go through all my tools, and anything that I have a duplicate of, I put it in the far corner here. See, I got a whole set of wrenches and pliers and screwdrivers back here. I never use them. They're just taking up space. So I put them in the corner until the next quarter, and then I remove them. So don't keep too many duplicate tools in your valuable space in your small shop. That's my recommendation. All right, and tip number four is centralized tools. Kind of follows up with tip number three about not having duplicates. Really have one good set of everything I need, and I put it in a central place right there. It's not spread out all over the shop. At the end of the day, everything comes back into the centralized location here. I can reach any one of my 4 workstations in my small shop and walk within a step or two, come back and put that tool back and grab another one. Instead of having tools at every station, which I did at one time. You can see I have the place for them. One time I had tools at every station, and I was forever not having the right tool to use, walking around looking for tools. So I finally figured out to centralize my tools in that one spot. If I need a tool, I'll know where it's at. All right, centralized tools, tip number 4. And save the best for last. Tip number 5. I call it the quarterly shuffle. So every quarter, every 3 months, I'll take a day and I'll just go through my shop and I'll look at what I have in my shop and the tools hanging on the wall, the tools everywhere. If I haven't used that tool in that 3-month time, I'll shuffle it. I'll take it off the wall, out of the way, I'll put it in the corner, right there. And then if they stay there for another quarter and still haven't used them, they either get sold on eBay or put in the attic. So the quarterly shuffle will keep you from clogging up your shop and keep you from having stuff hanging on the walls that you don't really use. That's my 5th recommendation. So in summary, I gave you 5 tips: storage bins, high and low, duplicate tools, centralized tools, and quarterly shuffle. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click on subscribe. I guarantee to do weekly videos to help you restore, repair, and service your vintage outboards. Have a great day and laissez le bon temps rouler. Aye.